Today we're talking about all things holiday promo, holiday strategy, because many of you are in this season where it's the holidays. It's starting pretty much. Some of you have started promotions, and others are literally waiting. If you want to know whether you're past the promo time, then this is the right video for you. We're going to be talking about what is a promotion, who should be running a promotion, what's the threshold for promotion, and what are some of the strategies you can leverage for your business as you are designing your strategy over the next 6 to 8 weeks. So if you're coming in, say hello. And for those who are very new to my world, my name is Maureen. I'm a brand growth strategist, and I help product-based entrepreneurs by teaching them the sales and marketing strategies they need to turn their beloved product brands into a household name. So what is a promotion? Who should be doing a promotion? And where do I start if I'm thinking about doing a promotion? So first of all, a promotion is an incentive to your audience. So think about it as a special incentive that you are giving your potential audience in the hopes that they will purchase your product. And many times in the calendar year, people run promotions during certain events such as Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, summer's time, fall time. But a period in time that is very common for promotion tends to be now. It tends to be Black Friday. For those in the US, next week is Thanksgiving. So there's a lot of promotion that goes on around there. And then over the December holidays. When you're thinking about a promotion, you have to ask yourself, is promotion part of my brand strategy? Is me doing a promotion something that I want to commit to? Is it something that my brand can stand for? Is it in line with my brand guidelines? Because you do not always have to do a promotion. This is the thing. You have to think about your brand as a being. Think about a brand as you. I always say everybody is a brand. You're walking around as a brand, and your brand has values. Your brand has things it stands for. Your brand has its own respective DNA. And so when you're designing your product brand, have you designed it to have a DNA of having a promotion? If you haven't designed it to have the promo DNA, you don't need to be doing promotion over this period of time. So if you're if you're joining in, say hello. You know, it's funny. I'm just going to pause here. People come to my lives with their business names. So I never know who I'm talking to up until I get to know you personally. So if you haven't sent me a message on DM, and because Lux, I always see you on my comments, but I don't know your name. So I'm just going to use your business name, but it always happens to me because a lot of you follow me on your business pages instead of your personal pages. So I do not know your real name. By joining, as you're listening to this, feel free to, oh, it's Brenda. Okay, awesome. Feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Hey, Flo, you see? And I've always been calling you Ali Joy. Really? Oh my God. That. I'm glad I said it. I always struggle with this when people come and have calls. I'm like, are you Bio Secrets? Are you Lux? And they're like, oh no, my name is this. So thank you guys for joining. Feel free to drop your questions as I'm going to have some Q&A towards the end. And then also let me know if you're planning to do a promotional strategy or what's one of the biggest things you want to take away from here. So going back to what I was saying, how you have to define your brand DNA. And when I talk about your brand DNA, it's like your ethos, your values. What do you want to be known for? Because if you've designed it to be a brand, like a premium brand that doesn't do promos, you don't need to feel the pressure to do promos during this season, because that's just not your brand. You have a way of operating and you have a way of doing things. And then also one of the caveats here that I want each and every one of you to know is every time you do a promo, you're giving money away. You're literally giving your profit margin away. And as small business owners, we don't have that luxury just yet. And so my biggest takeaway from you guys as you're listening to this is I want you to know that promotions can be a profitable endeavor. Promos can be a profitable endeavor. And given the size of your brand, if you're making less than $1 million, you do not have the luxury to give away your profit margins. Not like literally, your goal is to make sure that you're reinvesting a lot of your money to catapult you to grow your business. You're reinvesting it into the right programs or business mentorships. You're reinvesting it into inventory. You're reinvesting it into marketing. That is where your money needs to go to. Your money doesn't need to go to your consumer. No, 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 no. So I want to give you permission to know that promotions can be a profitable endeavor, and design your brand to be that profitable. Because unless you have 20% to 30% of your revenue to give away, do it. If you don't, then you have no time to, you should not do it. And the reason I'm saying that is this: big brands have already factored the 20 to 30 promo you see into their P&L. It's already accounted for. It's already part of their trade activity. That is already built in. However, if you've not done this kind of work, if you're not working with somebody who is well versed in this, somebody like me who really understands the mechanics of how big brand building happens for product brands, you're not going to know that you need to set aside 20 to 30% of your yearly sales for promotions. You wouldn't know that. You would just do it in a whim. I feel like doing this, or I'm seeing competitors doing this, so by virtue of that, you go ahead and do it. But that is not what you're supposed to do. In fact, a secret here is that these promotions that big brands do are designed to build a relationship with the retailer. They're designed to build a relationship with Target. They're designed to build a relationship with Sephora. And so what Sephora is going to do is it's going to use the manufacturer's money to run this promotion. So Sephora, a brand, let me pick a brand. What am I thinking of? I'm just going to use Tatcha. I don't know why I keep using Tatcha. I'm just going to use Tatcha. So you see, Tatcha is 20% off or 25% off for easy math. That 20% off is going to go to Sephora, right? Meaning that Sephora is going to get their traffic to the store for people to buy the Tatcha product. However, Tatcha is the brand that has given Sephora the money to run the promos. And the reason I'm saying this is I want you guys to see the relationship. I want you guys to see the dynamic that is happening here. The promos you see running during this holiday season are designed to help build a relationship with the retailer, to help the retailer also get their traffic. But the brand has to pay for the traffic that Sephora wants. And so when you're putting a promotional strategy in your business that is 20 to 30% off, why are you putting it? What is the why behind the why? If you're not doing anything to build a relationship with a retailer, you're literally giving away money. You're giving your audience that profit margin that you don't have the liberty to do. And so you might be asking, so what do I do? This is the thing I want you guys to understand. I want you guys to be smart enough. When you're designing your product portfolio, you can choose to have one product. I can see Colette here. Probably talked about this in our sessions. You can choose one product that is constantly going to be on discount or on sale. And this is how I want you to think about it this way. You have a brand, but within that brand, you have multiple collections. That's how big brands have it. But within those multiple collections, each collection plays a certain role in your portfolio. You have a collection that could be a revenue generator. You have a collection that could be one that defends against competition. You have another collection that is for attracting new people into your business. The revenue generating collection pretty much acts as a business but sits within as a brand. So if the goal is for that product to constantly be making you sales year round, you can always mark that product down. because you know the role of this product is to drive revenue and drive sales for me. So it's pretty much a business within a brand. Does that make sense? That's something that many people don't talk about. But if you now start looking at what products certain brands promote, you'll understand the role that product does. It's very rare that you will find a new innovative product, a new launch from a brand being heavily discounted, because that portfolio, that product that they're launching is playing a certain role. And if the role is to attract new customers, it's not going to be deeply discounted. It's probably going to be paired with the product that is used to drive revenue. So you're going to probably see them pairing a bestseller product with a new product. This product is not being discounted. If that collection is on discount, the amount of money being discounted is being taken from the product that is being considered the revenue generating product. So think about your collection right now. Maybe you have a mousse and a hair oil that is your essential kit. That is what you use to attract customers to your business for the very first time. That is what you want people to buy constantly. You can put some form of deep discount to that product. But let's say you have a serum. You should not discount the serum, because the role of a serum is very different from the role of the mousse and the hair oil. And that's now start thinking, what product within my portfolio do I want to play the role of being in promo, attracting new customers for the very first time, or being my revenue generating product? That's if you want to do a discount. That's if you're feeling like everybody else in my market is doing, I need to do it. Leverage that strategy if that's what feels right for you. If it doesn't, I've told you many times, you do not have to do a promotion to attract your audience. And so, what are some of the things that I want you to take away right now? First of all, set your own strategy. Do not be influenced by anybody else. I come here to give you a different perspective that I haven't seen online. And I come here to give you a perspective that puts more money in your pocket, because I truly believe that's what you need, right? As small business owners, we need more profit because I want you guys to reinvest it back. But at the end of the day, it goes back to, what are your brand guidelines? What is your brand ethos? But more importantly, does this promotional strategy pass your customers, your ideal customer or your brand lovers sniff test? Is it a no-brainer offer for them that when they see it, they're going to take it? Because at the end of the day, we can sit here and strategize for the best promos, but if your customer doesn't fancy it, it doesn't benefit them, it's not going to make sense. And it happened, and a lot of times I see it even when I'm working with clients. I was working with EO Healing, and we were trying to change and shift strategies because we were doing a lot of discounts. But her customers just literally loved her offer, where she was telling people, buy 3 for $150. Her customers love that offer. They're constantly taking it. And so we were trying to change and tweak things and add new products just to try, and it just never worked. And we later realized that her audience just loved the buy 3 for $150. It makes sense for them. They're used to it. And that is what her promo is always about. Literally year round, you will see it. She will sprinkle something new, but she's always doing it because it's past her brand admirer test. It's still profitable for her, because if you're buying 3 for $150, she's already baked in her profit margins in it. It's just a sweeter deal from the audience perspective, where they're buying 3, like they're buying more for what they would generally get if they decided to buy one of each product in her portfolio. So that's one thing I want you to know. If you set your own promo, but at the end of the day, will this promo pass your customers' sniff test? Is it going to be a no-brainer offer that makes sense for them? And is it also making sense for you? I want you to know it's a two-way street. It's profitable, it's good for your audience, and it's profitable for you. And so, what are some of the things that I recommend for emerging brands? First thing I do recommend is sort of like creating incentives. Think about how can you incentivize your audience to buy more, or what makes sense for them, what's an incentive for them. One of them that I usually say sometimes is such a good idea is expedited shipping or free shipping. That the shipping cost is, when you're running a promo, is, or during the holiday season, is a cost you can easily absorb, right? And for you, you can easily absorb. It doesn't take away from your margins. But then it's also really good for your audience because they know they're going to get this product much faster than ever before. And this expedited shipping is a way that brands are leveraging, especially high-end brands are leveraging, but not many people are noticing it. And for me, I noticed it. Well, I know all these strategies. This is what I do for day-to-day living, but it came to life last year when I was purchasing my Remarkable. I had spotted the Remarkable in February of 2021 last year. And I looked at the price. It's Remarkable is a digital notebook. I'm the kind of person who has a spiritual journal, a work journal, a business journal, a therapy journal. I had too many books and I couldn't keep up. And then a friend of mine told me about the Remarkable. It's a digital notebook. This is not sponsored. This is just me talking about it because I love it. And I saw the price of the Remarkable. It was literally about $450. And I had literally just bought the iPad. So I was like, why do I now need to buy another gadget? And so I said, let me wait for Black Friday and see if they're actually going to discount this product. I just assumed, this is me being in my consumer mindset, that they may be going to take something off the price tag. Shock on me. Black Friday last year, all they offered was free shipping. They literally just saved me $15. And I asked myself, I could have gotten this thing in February if I knew that free shipping was what was going to make sense, was what the promo was going to be over Black Friday. I still got it, but it still made sense to me because this product is coming from Europe. So at the back of my mind, one of the fears I had was, am I going to put 400 into this product and then not receive it when I need it? So yeah, Black Friday, I paid for the product. It was here in 2 days. It came with express DHL. And I was like, oh, this is wonderful. It's the same thing for your audience. Is expedited shipping something you could offer? Is free shipping something you could offer? When you look at the Remarkable, that fee, that $15, is a cost they can absorb. They've probably even paid DHL way ahead of time. It's already baked in to the cost of the products. It's not costing them much. But for me, it's amazing because now you've addressed my objection of receiving my product on time, because I wasn't sure if I'm going to put this product. I know it's coming from Europe and I'm not sure if I'm going to get it. And if you want to know how I was really questioning this, I went to Best Buy. I literally went to Best Buy and I asked them, do you have the Remarkable in store? They're like, no, we don't stock it in the US. That goes to show you, just the same way I am thinking about a product is the same way your audience is thinking about the product they're going to purchase from you. So always ask yourself, is this going to pass your brand admirer test? Is it going to benefit you? And is it also going to benefit the customer? The second thing you also can think about when you're creating incentive purchases is, can you create a smaller set of products and bundle them together for the holiday season? Beauty brands do this very well. So like I was at the MAC store a couple of weeks ago. I had gone to buy my Rare Beauty gloss, fantastic gloss. And I walked in and I noticed like MAC had like these small sets that they had put together. And every time somebody walked in, that is what they were pitching. And it's not like it's a new offer. It's things they've been selling year round, and now they've put them in small kits for people to try. People are still buying that kit. That kit is not free. Of course, they've priced it right. I know big brands very well. They've priced their products 100% accurately. So they're still making something from that kit. And then on top of that, They put it in a pouch that is black and gold, labeled MAC. That's another add-on they've done for me, but I know it's not free. Like I just know at the back of my mind this is not free. So for you as a small business owner, is do you have a certain product you can sell and promote during this season? And I can put money down you have it, because I was talking to my client 2 weeks ago and I asked her, do you have like an essential kit or some small pack of products? So she's in the body care industry, body care category. And she was like, I've had this essential kit. I have 50 of them and have never sold them this entire year. And she was like, oh my God, I can just sell this for $50 during this period. And I was like, bingo, do that, bundle it up with something else on your site, and you only have 50. So you're only going to sell them as a limited time offer. I literally just have 50 that is going to sell out between now and December 15th. And that's exactly what she's doing. So look at your inventory. I work with many of you every single day. There's certain products you probably have, you've put them in the back burner. You don't even sell them, you don't even talk about them. That is something that you can bring forward during this season. And if you don't have something in the back burner, the other thing you can do is you can package your best selling items. So maybe you have a bundle year round. Maybe this is a time where you can mix and match products. So maybe if you have a glowing set and you have a hydration set, can you like pick certain items from the glowing set and the hydration set and put together as your best selling item? Is that something you can do? Because that would be something that you can market, like try our customer favorites. You know it's selling, you know people love it, you're just giving people a chance to try you during this season. Then also just that reminds me of this. Many times during the promotional period like Black Friday and Christmas, the people who buy from you will be people who've been eyeing you for a period of time. So you will notice a lot of new people. I've looked at data over and over again, and that has always been the case. So it's people who discovered you in Q1. The people who discovered you in Q1, Q2 are the ones who buy you in Q3 and Q4. And that's new. You've been nurturing that audience for about 6 months. Those are the ones who are going to try your new offer during the time you're promoting. Great example, my remarkable story. I discovered it February 2021, and I can see my friend here, Nelly. And she saw me with it 2 weeks ago, hooked. She's going to get it because it's just amazing product. I discovered it in 2021. I bought it November 2021. It's the same thing happening to you. The people who discovered you in January are the ones who are going to buy you now. And that is why I'm bringing you in this new perspective of you do not need to discount. Just shift some things. Shift your best-selling items, create a best-selling collection, or look at the products you have not even thought about. I had a client last week come and say, Maureen, I have never sold my leather purses. And I think this time round, starting November, everywhere I go, I'm going to sell. She had never sold them for about a year. She had about 80 in stock. They're all sold out already. And each of that leather purse, one piece is about $250. So you do the math. She was literally sitting on something less than close to $2,000. So look and ask yourself, am I sitting on something? From people who make products, I know what you're thinking. Maureen, what about me? Do you have a fragrance? I know I've worked with a skincare brand where she had fragrances, and she bought these fragrances a very long time with a desire to make a product with that scent. Never used her fragrance, and this one in particular was like the lavender scent. She just literally used that raw material she had, created some soaps for the holiday season, had awesome product photography, sold out. That is why I'm showing you that it is also possible to do something and make it profitable for your business. You could also do a loyalty incentive program, meaning this is a time where you introduce a point system. If you buy X amount of products worth X amount of dollars, you get X amount of points, and each point contributes to something, right? If People can redeem during the birthday season, or people can redeem once they've collected a certain number of points. You determine the threshold. And if you're wondering what integration do I need to do that, it sounds so big brand. No, you can literally use Stamped, stamped.io. It's an integration in Shopify, and you can literally load it in. You can just say, this time we're literally starting a point system. We're kicking it up. If you buy products, 5 products worth 500, you get 500 points. And you can redeem this 500 points in Q1 of 2023. My clients love that strategy when I tell them, because they know in the winter Q1, things are very slow. But for a product-based business, your inventory is just sitting there. That allows you to move your products during the slow months. So think about, can I do something like that for this period of time? Because if you can, that's a fantastic strategy for your business. And this is not to say that you do all of them. This is to say you pick one that you can commit to, test it out, run the data, and then decide if this is something you can constantly keep in, year out. And that's another thing that also you all have to understand is these promos don't need to change. When you find something that works, just keep doing it. What you need to do is fluff the marketing. I'm just going to use fluff the marketing, just beef up the marketing. Find a different way to tell that narrative. Find a different way to display, to create that campaign. That's because at the end of the day, for you guys, I want you to show you that your product assortment, some strategies, especially when it comes to product pricing and promotion, those should be static. Those should be static. You shouldn't be changing them over and over again unless you have a lot of money. So once you find something that works for you, stick with it. What I want you guys to become more aware of is, how do I tell this story? How do I create this campaign? How do I bring this to life? That is all we should be thinking about. It's, how do I bring this to life? And that is why we say we as marketers are never going to lack jobs, because that's why we get paid. We get paid to bring products to life. Because when you guys find a formula, you guys have patented that formula. It's forever going to stay the same. And I think about a brand like Coke. Coke is the same. But what do? They just find different ways of bringing it to life. Real campaign magic. They create this limited marshmallow Coke. That's marketing. But they have the budget to do something like that creates buzz. At the end of the day, what you want is buzz. For you, what you want is loyalty. And you also want people to really trust you. You want the know, like, and trust factor. You want the obsession. And the obsession comes from good product. It comes from product meeting the promise and delivering on the promise that you stated. And it also comes from now people staying with you. That's it. That's all you're striving for. So your job, on the other hand, is to think about, how do I tell this product story, product narrative differently? How do I communicate it during the season? How do I communicate it during the summer? How do I communicate it during the winter? That is what the role is all about. And then also the one more thing before I forget regarding the incentive strategy, it's when you're thinking about the narrative to tell, I also want you to start thinking about your brand hooks, like your content hooks. What do you stand for? Because sometimes it's not a new promo strategy that you need to put in. Sometimes it's a better way of communicating and articulating it to your audience. And one way I have seen that you probably guys will notice a lot, it's coming up with the big brand world. Really appreciating social impact. Really standing up for something bigger than themselves. Many of you small businesses, many of you, all my clients, your narrative is beautiful. I want you to really start leaning into that. You guys are in a position where you telling your story is so authentic versus being in a position, the big brand world, where you're designing the story. Are you seeing the difference? Like, you guys have it. It's part and parcel of who your brand is. The others are designing a narrative. They can't design a narrative. They have the budgets. They have the 12 million marketing budgets that they can pay to bring that to life. It's a lot more work there, but they have the manpower, they have the capital, they have the labor. But you have it inside of you. All you need to do is tell it. It's say it. What is your social impact? Do you stand for mental health? Say it. Show it. Are you helping people in Africa? Are you helping women through education? The people who are making your products, wherever you're sourcing them, are you helping bring that to life? Are you contributing X amount of money to a certain organization, or are you supporting a food bank? And this happened to one of my clients. Like, literally, they have this pillow that's called the Sifa pillow. And that Sifa pillow, it's like the cutest pillow you can ever get. I actually call it like a mini teddy bear. It's so comforting. And the brand ethos is we bring comfort into your homes with the African heritage. The beauty of that is it's comforting, and they also love to cook. They love to be in the kitchen. Like, food brings people together. So they decided to partner with a local food bank in Atlanta, Georgia. And in all their campaign, how do you bring it up? You just say it. They say this Sifa pillow, for every purchase of a Sifa pillow, this goes to a food bank in Atlanta, Georgia. Or it could be every wash leads to a student going to school. Copy, will need to figure out the copy. But it's like, if you're selling a body wash, people, every wash they use your body wash with leads to what? Every hair oil they buy, what does it lead to? And it happens. You probably, maybe now you guys are going to notice it, but I think I pick these things up everywhere I go, because there's a burger store here in Dallas. I live in Dallas, Texas. And they have this burger that is attached to a cause in the Dallas area. And that's the name they have it. Right below the menu, they actually even say it. And me, you touch my heart, you tell me you're supporting the community, you're all about social impact, you're going to get my money. And when you get my money, I will make sure it means something to me, and I will make sure that that person, hopefully, I'm hoping you're authentic, will take my piece of my contribution to where it belongs. It's everywhere. It's just you calling it out. Brenda, you asked, how do you bring it up? It's you saying I'm assuming your every drop contributes to a student going to school, or every drop contributes to a plate somebody eating. I'm talking about every drop if you have a hair oil. So really think about, I get my little soap bags from a couple in India that tell exactly. But now I'm going to ask you, I'm not calling you out, Brenda, but have you talked about it? Just let me know. I don't mean to call you out. I'm just asking, have you mentioned it before coming to this call? Have you mentioned it? That's a narrative, right? Like, no, that's exactly what I wanted you to see today. Like, I'm giving you permission to know that promotions don't have to be deep discounts. You do not have 20 to 30% accounted in your P&L to give money away, but you have a powerful story. You have a powerful story. Many of you have powerful social impact messages. You guys are truly the epitome of societal role, the epitome of what it means to have a brand that stands for something. And I'm not lying to you, I'm just telling you because I know it. I double between two worlds and I know it. And I know for my people, for my emerging brands, what stands in the way is you mentioning it, but also you thinking that it's not good enough. What you have is already good enough. It's better than perfect. And many, many brands are really looking at what emerging brands are doing. Hence why like a lot of acquisitions start happening. A lot of acquisitions happen because a big brand can only grow so much, right? A big brand can only grow so much. They still have to stay relevant, but the only way they can grow is through acquiring smaller brands. Why are they acquiring smaller brands? A, you all stand for something big. B, C, you guys have an awesome audience. Like the loyalty that small brands have is unfathomable because that obsession, the clout, the personalization that comes with being a small brand is awesome. And all we need to work on is elevating your marketing, elevating how you tell your narrative, elevating how you bring your brand to life. But more importantly, understanding what is your key message, what is your idea, what are you selling outside of your product. Like your product is the vehicle. Like this cup is the ultimate thing that your audience is getting. But what are they buying into? You know my favorite tagline: branding is why people buy you, marketing is how people find you. Why are they buying you? And so just to recap, promotions are incentives to your audience, and these promotions don't have to be deep discounts. Promotions are profitable endeavors, should be and can be a profitable endeavor for a small brand. Why? Because in the big brand world, promotions are designed to build relationships with the retailers. Hence why 20 to 30% of the revenues are built into their P&L. That promo amount of money is already accounted for. You haven't done that math, you probably haven't hired Maureen to figure out that math. And if you haven't, don't bother doing it. And so because you don't have that in place, I want you to think about different ways in which you can satisfy your audience, in which you can create a no-brainer offer. What are some of the ways I talked about today? I talked about free shipping. It's a minimal cost you can absorb, or expedited shipping drives the universal need of convenience. You could also put together things you haven't sold into the entire year into a small kit. If you have products in store, so I'm thinking about it for boutique people, look at products or items you haven't sold, like literally the entire year. You can package something together. If you're in the soap industry, beauty, handmaking in the kitchen, do you have a fragrance that is sitting on your shelf that you bought thinking you would make it, never had the time to do? Bring that fragrance up, create something for your audience, send it out. You could also now piece together your customer favorites. Maybe you have multiple collections. Maybe you have a soap, then you have a body wash, then you have a body oil. Put those together, sell them. Then the other thing we talked about, I lost my societal impact, societal role, social impact. Bring that to life. Tell the narrative. Link a certain product to that. Literally, that and a loyalty program is all you need. Find something you can commit to during the promo seasons and stick to it. Collect the data, and all you need to do is find a different way to amplify that promo. Like literally, I'm telling you the secret. That's all. How do I tell this story in a better way? Brenda says, thank you. I love your podcast. I've gone back and listened to all the, oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for listening to my podcast. It means so much to me. Like most people don't know my podcast story. I wasn't supposed to start a podcast. I just didn't see the point. My mentor kept forcing me to do it. I had so many insecurities. I have an accent. How am I going to do this? And just getting feedback that it changes lives. Like I truly believe with my podcast, you can make money. Like one episode, you can treat it like a masterclass. And that is why I tell my students, like, we all have fears, but at the end of the day, think about what your audience wants. Just show up for that person. Show up. I never knew Brenda. Like, Brenda literally started seeing you on my page maybe a few months ago, but you've been listening to my episodes. Just imagine if I didn't step up to do this work. Just imagine if you didn't step up to create the product. Just imagine if you didn't step up to create your business. Your people, I heard this quote, this is not me. Your people are like I don't know. I know the Bible. My friends can, Shannon is here. Shannon can correct me. The quote about the children of Israel wandering in the desert, right? So my friends, you all can correct me here, but a friend of mine, I went to a conference, Shannon's conference, and she was talking about when you don't show up, your people are like the children of Israel wandering in the desert. So it's not me, it's Shannon and Nelly here who can correct me. I'm learning. Child of God, but I don't know my Bible. I don't know. I'm a Catholic. You know, in Catholic, we just don't do these things too well, but that's it for you. Just always remember, if you don't show up, your people are like the children of Israel wandering in the desert. Borrowed it from my friends. Just all this to say that show up for your people, create things, create incentive programs that would make your person buy. That is why I wanted to do this. And with that, we have wrapped up today. If you have a clarifying question, just send me a message on Instagram, send me a DM, and I'll be more than happy to answer it. If you know anybody who'd benefit from this live, feel free to tag them in the comments. I'll see you next week, my friend. Have a good one. Bye-bye.